Welcome everyone to the Sona universe. Today, we are going to talk about how we create engaged communities through the power of music. So let's enter this universe together. We know of the power of business to create strategy. We also know of the power of behavioral science to create motivation. We know the power of art to create emotion. But do we actually know what could happen if we combine the three? And I would like to invite you to look at the trinity of engagement, which I think is the golden core of gamification. We have business, we have art, and we have behavioral science. I'm Sabrina Sona Bruehwiler, and today we take a deep journey into this new dimension to find out more. I'm into human-focused design since around 2009, and I'm a gamification consultant and designer for the Octalysis Group since around 2017. I specialize myself into building the future of global interactive musical experiences. And I'm also a singer and songwriter, which connects obviously to those interactive musical experiences. If you're more into podcasts, sounds, etc., you can look at Random Rewards, my podcast, together with my colleague Chris from the Octalysis Group. And I'm also having a new podcast, which is going to come out soon, which is going to be Sound Secrets. So let's get to it with this. So gamification is the use of game elements and techniques in non-game or, let's say, boring context, right? But don't we forget something? Isn't this actually limiting us, saying that it's just about games? If we're looking at the trinity of engagement, we can see that games is just part of a greater art universe. There are a lot of forms of arts, and that's actually sad, because why aren't we focusing more on all these universes in the art scene? There's performing arts, there's literary arts, there's fine arts, new media arts, there's applied arts. Today, I want to focus on performing arts, meaning music, dancing, acting, theater. Specifically, I want to look into the music universe. Just like the gaming industry, the music industry has been on the forefront of innovation. And as you might know, it has really increased rather declined in times of disruption. And we had an example of Fortnite by David earlier before, and I'm also going to show you a concert actually by Travis Scott, which had a concert on Fortnite.
I've been up for some days, I ain't got time to lay. Just to drown out all these thoughts, I try to kind of things. If I take you to my past, you will be traumatized. Got 1,000 kids outside that's trying to come alive. 99 to cash your wallet, had to relocate. Tell the dogs I bring it back, it was a still a fate.
So actually, this shows that we can be really engaged. But are we actually engaged outside of that music environment? Unfortunately, we're still around 64% disengaged in our daily work, and 14% are actively disengaged. You can see these numbers going up, but it's still not at a place where it's actually something we can be proud of. Although the gamification industry can definitely be proud of what we already achieved. But what if we're as motivated in our workspace as when we're listening to the music? So let's look at the top 1 music video in the first 24 hours. It is BTS's Dynamite MV. They had 101.1 million views in 24 hours. So let's assume everyone watched this whole video. This would mean it would be 660 years of listening to music in 24 hours. This is around 6.6 centuries of listening to music in 24 hours. If you're looking at emotion and the power of music, I have a great quote from neurosurgeon and author James Doherty. And Doherty was talking about music and how it relates to his work in neuroscience. He says, music can calm the patients or focus or energize the surgical team. He also mentions that if it's played before a surgery, the patients develop less anxiety and require less pain medication. So I created a emotion sound universe to understand what these emotions mean and how they're related to music. In my opinion, there are uplifting sounds like fear, anger, madness, confusion, but also euphoria, joy, creativity, freedom, and optimism. There are also grounding sounds like pain, sadness, calm, but also hope, trust, and nostalgia. I would say there's cold and there's warm sound universes. When we're looking at cold, we're looking at tension, anger, calm, and sadness. When we're looking at warm, we're looking at joy and happiness, and we're looking at trust and peace. So I recorded myself actually listening to a new album that just dropped, which is BTS album B. And we can see which parts of emotion, and yeah, there's some parts where you can laugh, and how these emotions are connected with the music. So let's look at surprise and excitement. And now the next video is not very pretty, but whatever. You can laugh about it. It's sadness and hope. But there is also happy parts like nostalgia.
Wow, that's so retro.
So these are all emotions we can actually help people to feel when we're using them in our gamification designs. So that's nice emotions, yeah, but how do these actually apply to community? So I would like to tell you a story about my experience of being part of a community. It is actually the strongest communities in the world, the Bts Army, a fan base of the Korean group BTS, or Bangtan, which means Bulletproof Boy Scouts. Actually, Army means adorable representative MC of youth. And you might think now, oh, but that's like little teenage girls screaming and shouting in front of an artist, right? And maybe collecting some pictures. I tell you that this couldn't be further from the truth. Big Hit revenue, and Big Hit is the label of the group BTS, has a revenue of $526 million in 2019. Their market value has been $10 billion US. They accumulate for 70% of South Korea's tourism. And their new album, B, which I just played a few tracks of, had around 1.6 million album sales in the first 90 minutes. So I think it is relevant to look at this example and see what have they done right and how can we learn from what they have done. So let's look at Army through the Octalysis framework. As you all know, the Octalysis framework was created by Yu-Kai Chao, which is going to have a talk at around 14 CEST. And I'm going to quickly mention how Army is going to look like through that framework. So, epic meaning and calling. Basically, what they're doing is they have a love yourself message. They spoke at the UN, and I'm going to show you a little clip about that just now. Then there is development and accomplishment, core drive 2. There's a lot of award shows, charts, and even people learning how to speak Korean to understand certain lyrics. There's core drive 3, empowerment of creativity and feedback. So those are like fan games, fan art, cover songs, dance covers. Then there is ownership and possessions, which goes into collection set and buying things that BTS have or symbols to show off their appreciation for the band. Then we can look at social influence and relatedness, which I'm also going to show a few examples of. The fans basically work as ambassadors together as a family. There's even a secret language, and Albert has mentioned language before, and I think it's a very, very important part here as well to look at the nuances of how armies speak with each other and nobody else actually understanding what's going on. Then there are the light sticks that connect everyone with each other. And I have one right here. And it connects basically to the sound that is played in the concerts. So it makes you feel part of something bigger, some great universe basically of people. And they even use that in online concerts now. There's scarcity and impatience. There is a huge scarcity of ticketing, for example. And basically, I traveled all around the world to go to one concert, spend all my belongings, and then sat in front of my computer for 3 days in a row to get a ticket because they're so scarce. Then there's unpredictability and curiosity, core drive 7. So this is all about like having new concepts, visiting places that maybe they have gone to. And there's also a universe. It's called the Bangtan Universe, which basically is seen in music clips, but also even in adverts and on some other social media channels. And very clever armies, we call them the FBI armies, they make theories around how it is connected to that universe. There's even a game that you can play, 2 games actually, that you can play that are connecting with the universe. And then last but not least, core drive 8, loss and avoidance. So this is all about like that FOMO punch. You're scared of missing out on an important event, and you may be even camping out. So today, I don't want to go into how this community got created or how community can get created. I don't want to go into onboarding of things. I want to look into how long-term community engagement is created, because this is what made this community so special, and I think we can learn the most from it. the meaningful message, the empowerment of creativity, and the sense of connectivity that created that long-term engagement. In Octalysis terms, we're looking at white hat right brain or intrinsic gamification. We call it also evergreen engagement. So engagement that goes on and goes on and goes on. For the first core drive, epic meaning and calling, I'd like to show you a quick video clip about their Love Myself campaign. And I think it's one of the ground stones of them being so successful in what they're doing.
Last November, BTS launched the Love Myself campaign with UNICEF, building on our belief that true love first begins with loving myself. We've been partnering with UNICEF's End Violence program to protect children and young people all over the world from violence. And our fans have become a major part of this campaign with their action and with their enthusiasm. We truly have the best fans in the world.
So they making Army part of their own campaign, which obviously creates that huge feeling of connectivity. Then a little bit later, there came up the Black Lives Matter movement. And you might remember that BTS actually spent around or donated around $1 million to the Black Lives Matter movement. Army, on the other hand, was, well, we can match that. And they created a movement called Match a Million, where they actually matched towards that 1 million. And I'll show you a quick clip how that worked.
BTS is also among the most influential, with millions of fans responding to the 7-member group taking a stand against racism in light of the killing of African-American man George Floyd at the hands of police. We stand against racial discrimination. We condemn violence. You, I, and we all have the right to be respected. We will stand together. Soon after, the hashtag #MatchAMillion started trending, set up by BTS fans, also called the Army. A movement to support the superstars in their donation reached the 1 million target in less than 2 days. It comes after the Army last week flooded social media with BTS content to drown out white supremacist or racist posts using the hashtag White Lives Matter and later Blue Lives Matter.
K-pop is often misunderstood as something that is sort of the domain of screaming teenage girls who sort of stare at pictures of their favorite band members in the security of their own home. This couldn't really be further from the truth. It's true that a lot of K-pop fans are female, but they're also very diverse.
So this was the Match a Million project. And I think it just shows the impact that a community have if they're working together. Then we go to core drive 3, empowerment of creativity and feedback. It's all about the fan-created content. And I'll show you a little clip about a hashtag that also was trending and that actually an Army created. So this was called the Idol Challenge, and an Army came up with it and it started trending, and they even ended up putting this content into the second version of their music video. So this is all about fan-artist collaboration. Then we also have an example of basically covers. And this is a great example as well of a cover of Techuita, which is like one of the members' songs. So this really shows the creativity that is involved in building that community. Now to some more personal examples. This is me basically with my Army friends and the presents that armies give you during the concert. This is how it feels when you're in a crowd, in a community that you can connect to. And yeah, I have pink hair, as some might remember. So this is how it feels when you're connected to other people. And this is also why music is so powerful. And I want to go back to those emotions and look at this clip.
Hi, Sabrina. We're running out of time, so if you could wrap this up.
Okay. So I just wanted to say, this is why music is actually powerful. This is why we are connected emotionally to music. So I wanted to wrap it back in any case, back into boring world. The world where so many are stuck in. And wouldn't it be awesome to create that universe together instead of having that boring world and being stuck in there? Let's create engaging communities through the power of music. What if we could shift this boredom into excitement and a feeling of connectivity? What if I tell you we actually create that place together in the safety of our home? There is actually a place where you can learn from the power of art and music, but it's a far away universe and it might be dangerous. So I want to take you on that adventure and create that gamification universe of tomorrow. Let's go. Sorry. Around 30 years ago, in a parallel universe, 3 stars crashed into each other. The star of business, the star of art, and the star of behavioral science. A huge explosion created a new universe with hundreds of new planets to explore. The Sona universe was created. A universe full of music, games, and dancing, connected through the energy of people that would sing, dance, travel around those worlds, and enjoy learning about other cultures. But first, it seemed there were no people. Sona woke up in darkness. It is our mission and your mission to connect with her by singing your song. So I ask you now to take on this call. We're going to create a Gamification Europe jingle, dance, slogan, sketch, something that you will never forget, that will, through the power of you, the people, open the portal to Sona Universe. So how can you do that? So basically, we're having till Sunday this week to open the portal to Sona Universe. Sona Universe is going to be a Discord channel where you can learn around any topic around music and how to use music in gamification. So the topic is Gamification Europe. You can work alone or in groups. You can choose emotions from the universe of emotion. You write words related to that emotion. Pick your tool of expression. So it'd be lyrics, songs, jingles, music, role play, dance, writing, drawing, sketching, anything you can express yourself with. And then you post it on Twitter with the hashtag Sona Challenge Gamification Europe. If you do that, you might unlock a special private video message with a code to enter the Sona universe. So thanks a lot for listening to me, and I hope to see you soon in Sona Universe.
Thank you so much, Sabrina. I enjoyed the dance moves you threw in there towards the end as well. That was good. Music's so powerful. What a great talk, and I think a really different aspect to bring to the day, how to use it. You know, because it does bring such a sense of belonging. We have overrun, but we've got our most popular question in terms of the number of votes of the day. So I'm going to get you to answer that one before letting everyone go off to lunch. Okay. And this is from Lena. And that is, how do you bring people with completely different tastes in music together? I might love the purpose of a community, but if I hate its soundtrack, I'm not joining. It's a great question.
It's a great question, yes. And it depends on the purpose of your community, right, as well. And I would go back into the emotion sound universe as well and look into, okay, what is actually the emotion that I want to create? And what is the music that I can pick to actually create that emotion? So I wouldn't think first, oh, maybe they don't have the same taste, or maybe they don't like that music. I would first go into what emotion is it that I want to create. Yeah.
That's great. Good answer. So, everyone, what a great talk. If you could give like a virtual round of applause in the chat, that would be great.